Was an Oregon teen the mastermind behind her father's murder? The 911 call crackled with panic. Maggie Friar reported her ex-husband Aaron missing. It was a frantic plea that would unravel a web of secrets, lies, and ultimately murder. Aaron Friar's house was a scene of chaos. Blood spatter painted a gruesome picture. Shattered glass crunched underfoot, a silent testament to a violent struggle. A crucial piece of the puzzle was missing: Aaron's car. A neighbor's security camera caught it speeding away in the dead of night. The investigation had begun. Initial suspicion fell on 15-year-old Ellie Friar and her 19-year-old boyfriend Gavin McFarlane. Their connection seemed too convenient, too close to the unfolding horror. Detective Reynolds, a seasoned investigator, initially saw Ellie as a victim, a pawn in a game far more sinister than she could comprehend. He was wrong. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Enter Sierra Friar, Ellie's younger sister, a seemingly innocent ear witness whose testimony would become a cornerstone of the prosecution's case. Sierra described a family fractured by divorce, a constant undercurrent of tension between her parents, Maggie and Aaron. It was a battleground where loyalties were constantly tested. She chose to live with her father full-time, a decision that placed her at the heart of the storm, a silent observer to the events that would shatter her world. Sierra recounted waking up to a strange dinging noise, then the unmistakable sound of shattering glass. A fight erupted, muffled but terrifying. Through the darkness, she saw two young men outside the house. One of them was Gavin McFarlane, a forbidden love now tainted by suspicion. Ellie and Gavin's relationship was a volatile mix of teenage rebellion and intense infatuation, a dangerous cocktail that would prove deadly. The search for Aaron, Ellie, and Gavin intensified. Every hour that passed ratcheted up the tension. The stakes were impossibly high. Aaron Friar's car was discovered abandoned. Inside, large amounts of blood confirmed the worst. This was no longer a missing person case. Ellie and Gavin were found walking down a street with Russell Jones, three figures adrift in a sea of suspicion. The net was closing in. The realization hit hard. Aaron Friar was likely the victim of a homicide. The investigation shifted into overdrive. The hunt for a killer was on. Ellie, Gavin, and Russell were detained and separated for questioning. The interrogation rooms became pressure cookers, each holding a piece of the truth. Ellie initially denied any involvement. She claimed she ran into her friends by chance, a flimsy alibi that quickly unraveled under scrutiny. Russell Jones, surprisingly, was willing to talk. He claimed he was only helping Ellie escape a bad situation, a vague statement that hinted at something darker. Jones went further, stating that Aaron Friar was not a good person, a subtle attempt to justify the unthinkable. The waters were getting murkier. Then came the bombshell. Jones led police to Aaron Friar's body. It was hidden in a remote, rural mountain pass. The game had changed. Jones now claimed Gavin McFarlane was the killer. He insisted it was self-defense, a desperate attempt to deflect blame. Ellie, in turn, pointed the finger at Russell Jones. Accusations flew like daggers in the interrogation room. The truth was buried beneath layers of deceit. Finally, Gavin McFarlane confessed. He admitted to killing Aaron Friar with a baseball bat. A brutal act, now laid bare. McFarlane claimed Aaron Friar threatened his life. He said he was protecting Ellie and their unborn child, a twisted justification for murder. The discovery of murder plans at Gavin McFarlane's house sent shockwaves through the investigation. This wasn't a crime of passion, it was premeditated. Detective Ford became convinced that Ellie was the mastermind, the puppet master pulling the strings from the shadows. A chilling possibility. Text messages from Ellie to Gavin surfaced. They suggested a deep-seated desire for her father's death, incriminating evidence that painted a damning picture. McFarlane corroborated Ford's suspicions. He stated that Ellie wanted him to kill her father. He was merely carrying out her wishes. Ellie eventually admitted to handing McFarlane the murder weapon. Her chilling words echoed in the interrogation room. "I'm ready when you are." Her lies during interrogation were numerous and blatant. Each one further solidified her role in the crime. The truth was slowly emerging. Maggie Friar erupted in anger at the police. She was furious that they interrogated Ellie without informing her. A mother's protective instincts kicked into high gear. Eliza Kaplan, Ellie's defense attorney, argued that Ellie was a victim of abuse, not the mastermind the prosecution portrayed. A desperate attempt to reframe the narrative. Allegations of sexual, emotional, and physical abuse by Aaron Friar surfaced. A dark cloud of suspicion hung over the deceased. Could this be the key to understanding Ellie's actions? Ellie described the abuse during her police interrogation. Her voice trembled as she recounted the alleged horrors. A plea for understanding or a calculated manipulation? However, there was a lack of corroborating evidence for the abuse allegations. No witnesses, no physical proof, just Ellie's word against a dead man. Sierra and her younger sister stated that their parents were not abusive. Their unwavering defense of their father cast doubt on Ellie's claims. The family was divided once again. Ellie claimed she told Gavin about the abuse just 2 days before the murder. A convenient timeline that suggested a motive for McFarland's actions. Detective Ford suspected that Ellie made up the abuse allegations. He believed she was manipulating McFarland, a cold and calculating move to achieve her desired outcome. The revelation that Ellie was not pregnant added another layer of complexity. A crucial element of McFarland's defense crumbled. The lies kept piling up. Ellie purchased a pregnancy test hours after the murder, a bizarre detail that further fueled suspicions. What was she trying to prove? Kaplan focused on the length of Ellie's interrogation. She argued that Ellie was interrogated without a guardian or attorney present, a violation of her rights as a minor. Kaplan argued that McFarland was the controller and abuser. He manipulated Ellie into believing she had no other choice, a reversal of the prosecution's narrative. Reynolds observed McFarland's controlling behavior in letters to Ellie. His words dripped with possessiveness and manipulation, a glimpse into a toxic relationship. Ellie Friar accepted a plea deal to conspiracy to commit murder, a calculated decision to avoid a lengthy prison sentence, but at what cost? In court, Ellie expressed remorse for her actions. Her words rang hollow to some, genuine to others. Could she ever truly atone for her role in her father's death? Gavin McFarland pleaded guilty to murder and murder conspiracy. He accepted responsibility for his actions, but was he truly acting alone? Russell Jones also accepted a plea deal to conspiracy to commit murder. His involvement, though less direct, was still significant. He played a part in the tragedy. Kaplan fought to reduce Ellie Friar's sentence. She argued that it was excessive compared to Jones's. A battle for justice, or a desperate attempt to minimize her client's culpability? Detective Ford believed that all 3 individuals were responsible for Aaron Friar's death. Each played a role in the tragic outcome. There were no innocent parties. Kaplan acknowledged Ellie's involvement and accountability. She admitted that Ellie made terrible choices, but she also maintained that Ellie was a victim in her own right. Ellie Friar pursued master's degrees while incarcerated, a testament to her resilience or a calculated attempt to rehabilitate her image. Sierra Friar joined the National Guard. She dedicated her life to serving her country and honoring her father's memory, a way to cope with the unimaginable loss. Sierra harbored guarded feelings about her sister Ellie. The bond between them was forever fractured. Could they ever truly reconcile? Sierra's unwavering love and sorrow for her father remained. His memory was a constant reminder of the tragedy that tore her family apart, a wound that would never fully heal. Ellie Friar will be eligible for parole in 2032. The question remains, will she ever truly be free, or will she forever be haunted by the ghost of her father?